Hello, how are you today? Today is the 6th of February. Is that actually correct? I need to check. It is indeed. So that means that we are on the first day of Polarathon, which is a readathon hosted by JDRA Reads, and it is to read polar fantasy or polar books. I mean, you don't have to read polar fantasy, but that's like the homage to that subgenre. And then there's also a Just Giving page where we are feeding the polar bears, where everything is going to be donated to Polar Bears International. So I'll leave that link down below, as well as other information about the readathon. And this year we have this wheel we are spinning to get our prompts. Where is the wheel? I had it here earlier. Here it is. We have your prompts, and like Jade, example, reads usually one book a day for Polarathon. I'm planning to read one book a day as well. And I'm going to spin the wheel now for fun. But I already decided what I'm going to read, because in the theme of this vlog, I'll probably put it on the title, thumbnail. I'm going to read 7 Planet Barbarian books. Why am I doing that? I don't know. Either way, let's just spin the wheel for funsies. Let's see what we get. I can't, it's not even focusing. I can't even see what we got. We got cold cover. I mean, to be honest, the Planet Barbarian covers, they don't even look cold. Why am I doing this? Because, first of all, I didn't want to figure out a lot of polar books I was going to read. And second of all, I thought it would just be a bit funny. It is February. It is the love month thing. It's funny if I read some Ice Planet smut. It doesn't really look cold, does it? They actually look pretty hot together. Like, they look like they are heated up. But you know, they get the new covers that I really don't like, because it looks like my fantasy. That one probably looks cold. Let's see here if it fits. Look at this. It looks kind of cold. It's like a bit frosty, etc. I mean, that fits for the prompt that I'm not even following anyways. I don't know why I'm trying to defend myself. But yeah, other people probably spinning the wheel and doing this properly. But like, you don't have to do prompts for readathons. That is just there for extra fun. But yeah, Ice Planet Barbarians is, if you don't know, a indie fantasy series that now is getting like traditionally published as well. And it follows all these women that are literally kidnapped from Earth and are gonna literally be sold as sex slaves. But then their ship crashes on this, I was gonna say planet, where the Ice Planet Barbarians lives. They're like blue people with like tails and everything. And all these women need to survive there. And then there's stuff in the book where they kind of get help for them, and all the like dudes, the Barbarian dudes, they need women also, you know, to mate and stuff. I know people like have some troubles with the series, etc., and I'm fully like aware of it. I'm just reading it for fancies, and I know like it breaks people, and that's why they haven't read it, and that's totally fine. But I just wanted to like acknowledge that I know there are some stuff in there that are like a bit weird, but also what else do you expect? Like, I'm not reading this because I expect like a expertise piece of literature. I want trash, I want horniness, I just want smut. So that's what I'm getting. Why am I reading a whole week of it? It's just because I've thought might as well, just if I'm reading a book a day anyway, might as well go all out. So I got myself Kindle Unlimited so that I could read them. I was gonna say for free, but it's not really for free because, you know, Kindle Unlimited does pay the authors. But then I didn't have to like buy every book. That was what I was trying to say. That was cheaper to get Kindle Unlimited. We are starting with book 2 because I already read book 1. I'm not rereading that. And that started out with our first character. I don't even remember her name. Where she meets her first barbarian. And then I think it's like 23 women on that ship or something. Every single one of them has one book each with one barbarian each. I don't know how you could write that without it becoming repetitive and redundant. But we shall see what happens in this vlog. What I feel about it. I feel like I explained all this really badly, but I'm too lazy to do it again. So, as you saw, I'm starting with Barbarian Alien. That is the second book in the series. And my plan is to read that whole thing today. I don't think today is going to be a problem, because I'm going to the board at the bingo, which again seems to be the place where I always read my smut, which is like terrible place to read smut, just saying. It's just like all the other days I'm like, I'm gonna have struggles because I literally don't have time to read. But the books are not really that long. They're all like from 250 to 300 pages. So they shall be fast. Also, you know, because it's smut. But the last time I read the first one in the series, just saying, I thought that was going to be fast. And then it just took me ages because I was bored. So we shall see. Like the whole thing, they were freezing and then they were finally fucking. So we shall see if I feel the same for these. We shall see. But yeah, I'm excited to read smut, to read some Ice Planet smut. So you know it's fantasy because it's not real, and they're on ice planets. So it fits really well for Polarathon. I feel like I'm tainting Polarathon with this, but here we are. I'm also hoping to maybe read some interview with Star, because I want to also continue some of my blackathon TBR. And it was kind of random, but this is like one of the few books that you can fit a bit for Polarathon by a black author, because there's not really that many Polarathon books by black authors. And if you know any, please let me know. But this one actually, at least the first one, is set under winter solstice. I don't know how to say that word. So that's why you can count it a bit, but it's like, other than that, it's not really Polarathon-y. Polar fantasy, is that a word? But it is the sequel. So yeah, but that was totally random because I was supposed to read this last week, but then I didn't. But I want to maybe make some progress on that. But it depends a bit what I do, because when I finished a Planet Barbarian book, so then I can read in that afterwards. But that won't work for all days. But we shall see, Now, I need to go and have a driver's lesson. So you shall see me later, whenever that is. And I will have a very fun and interesting review for you of what happens in the Planet Barbarian series. I don't even know why I'm reading it, to be honest. I had decided to not continue that series, kind of. Like, not like officially, but a tiny bit. And now I'm gonna read 7 more of them. Yay. So it's very late. It's like 2 a.m. almost, and I'm so tired. I've been reading much more than I thought I would. I read one Planet Barbarian books. I read 100 pages in the other book for Star, and I read another Planet Barbarian book, which was not the plan. I was only going to read one, but then I ended up reading 2 because I stayed up to read. So that happened. I have thoughts, but I want to share them tomorrow because I'm too tired to do it now. Like, I'm literally like falling asleep. I had a nap at 11:30, and then I read until almost 2 a.m. So that was the thing. Like, my nap was like 10 minutes long, but that helped. And I was at work, and I just realized this vlog has like the first clip where I said hello, and now I have this clip at 2 a.m. and that is great, but I'm sorry. Thoughts for stuff will come tomorrow, because no way I'm doing that now. Also, I had allergic reactions, so my eyes look weird. Okay, well, see you later. I was going to have a productive morning, and then I did not, and now I feel tricked. I feel betrayed. I feel, what is the point? It's actually very annoying. I don't know what happened, but I just died. My day is my day off. I died and haven't done anything. But we're starting to do stuff now. It's only 1 p.m. We have a whole day ahead. So, thoughts. I have some notes from yesterday. Thoughts for books I read for this reading vlog. So, as we know, I finished 2 Planet Barbarian books yesterday. For some reason, like, I know I was going to say read 1 a day, but then I was just like, oh, the next one is so short, and I didn't have anything better to do, so I just read some more. But to say, I don't even remember what I said in the first clip anymore, but the second book that I had to read was Barbarian Alien. And this is Liz and Wahosh's story. And in this one, he kind of takes her away from all the others, because, like, you know, there are many of them. I thought I said in the beginning it was like 23 women. It is, I think, 12 or 11 humans, and then it's like 23 Planet Barbarians. But not all of them are men. I think like 4 of them are women. So yeah, they had not enough people to bang, to say that. But yeah, Liz is taken away in like this cave thing with Rashosh. I don't know how to say his name. And I don't know what to tell you, they fall in love. And in this world, and I know people have talked about this before, and I said that I could just ignore it, and now I cannot ignore it anymore. It annoys me. I'm still entertained, but it annoys me, is that they need to have this thing inside of them for them to survive on this planet, because it's poisonous to them. I'm sorry if, like, you didn't want any spoilers, but, like, it's kind of what the whole series is about. And this thing inside of them is called like a Rui. Chooses your mate. So it's like, it chooses you without your will or not, and then it makes you extremely horny on your mate. So it's kind of like you don't have a choice. Like, you don't choose, your body just chooses. And I guess, you know, in a way our body does choose maybe sometimes who we are attracted to. Like, you know, like in enemies lovers, your body is attracted to the person you're fighting with, while at the same time you hate them, etc. But it also feel like they do talk about a lot in the book, like they feel like the choice is ripped away from them. But then I kind of manage to hold himself, but then they don't. It's very confusing, but it annoyed me a bit. And like the whole story kind of about like them finally getting enough women to like make babies and families. And it makes me uncomfortable because I'm just like, okay, we're just here to make babies. And you know, these women were kidnapped against their will and put on this planet, and now they're just trying to survive. And they feel like, and I don't know, like they're not being forced to, but it feels to me a bit like they feel obligated to give them what they want, being wives and have babies with them, and like that their body literally chooses a mate for them. And I'm just like, but we are ignoring all that to entertain ourselves with smut. And the smut is fun. There's this thing, like, you know, the Planet Barbarians' penises, they have like kind of like this little finger, probably a bigger finger than I have, on top of their rigid dick. And that one is like a perfect thing, apparently, that touches your good place when you do it. And if you do it doggy style, that finger enters your butt. So like that feels good. And I'm just like, at least I have this in my life. At least I got the rest isn't like, it isn't amazing, but at least I have that. Okay, that was a lot of criticisms, I feel like, but I felt like it made me uncomfortable if I didn't talk about them. And it's been a while since I read the first book, so I kind of have forgotten how like prominent the whole baby making is. But what I do think about the series is that it is a fun concept. Like, since we have like all these people on this planet, we can kind of continue some of the stories in the other stories. And it's like interesting to see like how they as a society do develop, even though like, you know, baby thing, but how they struggle and like how they gonna survive in this winter cold place. And kind of you have the same concept over and over, because we have an Planet Barbarian and a human, and then they're supposed to smash, and then they either resist it for different reasons or not. And then you can have very different personalities for all of them, for all of the like the Planet Barbarian dudes and women, and like you can get like all the different like tropes for the different romantic couples. And I think like that is fun. You can kind of just use the same thing over and over. It's kind of chill and it is not serious, but it still makes me a bit ragey to be like, you're here to make babies, you know. So in this with Liz in Barbarian Alien, back to that, Liz is like a very talkative person. She's like very talkative all the time. She's a hunter, that's her personality. And then Roshush is like, he's a bit unfortunate past, and he's a bit like very silent. Yeah, we get both of their point of views, and it's funny to follow. So yeah, obviously they fell in love, blah 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 blah. I don't know what to tell you. But then I read the third one, so that is Barbarian Lover. I literally had to write down the names of the different books because I cannot remember what is what. The first one is easy because that is Planet Barbarian. And that one we have Kira and Ayahako. I don't know how to say that either. And in like the last one, Barbarian Alien, we had Rashush. That was like a virgin and like innocent and blah blah blah. But in this one we have like the girl being all innocent and virgin. Jesus, I don't know why I'm talking about this like this, but you get what I mean. And she's never felt like loved and appreciated. That's all she wanted. But the thing about this story I did enjoy was that their Rikui, whatever they're calling it, the thing that vibrates inside your chest when you mate, didn't activate. So they liked each other without having like your body forcing you to like the other person. Granted, in the first one, our main character didn't have the vibration thing at once. But yeah, oh yeah. Either way, this video now contains small spoilers of the whole series. But my point is like, I just had read a book where like they were vibrating from the get-go. No, when I say vibrating, yeah, I just mean like they literally their chest vibrates, just so you know. But in this one didn't have that, and I liked like that they just liked each other and were attracted to each other, and they were really sweet. And then Kira thought that they could never mate because she could not have children because she had this accident when she was younger. And I was just like, okay, so we can have a couple that doesn't get children, it doesn't matter. Like, obviously I'm sad for her because like she was upset about it, and like that is a totally, you know, justified feeling. But then it was just like, in the end, maybe, you know, I don't know what I can't say it out loud, but you know what happened. And I was just like, you're literally here to just kids. And that, now I'm turned off because that annoyed me even more. I'm just like, couldn't we just have one couple that didn't have kids? Couldn't we just do that for my sanity? But apparently not. And yeah, I'm still going to continue. The next one follows Harlow, I think. She disappeared in the last book. She just went off and we never saw her again. And I think that someone found her. We can see what happens. But yeah, I'm always going to read that today, and I am going to read the 7 books I said I was. But I'm just like, the underlying plot in this book, and I know like, I know it's not serious, like it's not, you know, but can I still be bugged by it? But yeah, I'm just going to read smart. They have rigid tongues, they have a tail, they have And I like how in every book the alien discovers the human body, because it's all like soft and yeah, like just like soft and but like the alien body is like hard. So they're always just like, oh my god, the bodies are so different, and I'm just like, well, like aliens, what do you expect? But it's a bit funny. Like I like that part of it where they're just like, the bodies look so weird and different from ours, but I like it. So yeah, I am entertained, but I'm also a tiny bit annoyed. I need to just stop the whole baby thing. It bugs me. But I think it's just because I'm so turned off of children in real life. I don't know if other people care as much as I do. I just like, I don't like it that the purpose is to get babies. Because I'm just like, if the whole thing, the mating thing, is just for your body to go into season so you can get children, I'm just like, okay. Either way, now I'm gonna need to go and be productive. That includes reading at some point. So, see you then. Okay, hello. So, morning didn't go as planned. As you know, I died. I don't know what I updated, but I died a bit and I wasn't as productive as I wanted. Now I have done stuff. I have finished my audiobook, Fake It Till You Bake It. I finished it just now. I have a journal. Finally, it was special for February, even though we have February 7th. And yeah, I'm doing sprints with Patreons, and it's a cozy time. So, Fake It Till You Bake It, really, really cute. It was just an adorable romance, not like Planet Barbarians, where it was like, it's not as adorable. It was just cute. I liked the kind of inner stuff that they feel at each other and fell in love. And I was just like, oh, very cute. Of course, I hope it happens to me, but I really don't. But I liked it. It was a good time. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. And I wanted to update that I finished out. And now I'm gonna read some theory for my German lessons. Not a lot. I'm too tired for that. Maybe like half an hour or something. And then I will read Planet Barbarians. So, yay. See you later when I done that. Yay. I also edited my vlog, and I shall upload it when I have done the thumbnail, which I will do later. Yay. I turned off all the lights before I realized that I also need to vlog. So now we have ugly lights, but I'm going to bed. I have work in the morning. I did finish the next Barbarian book. What is it called again? The names is mixed up in my mind. It was obviously Barbarian Mine, which was, double checking the names, I have some notes. It was Harlow's and Rook's story. And Harlow kind of disappeared in the last one, and we found out what happened to her. It was kind of a mix of the second one. It's the second one a bit, because like this time the dude was a virgin, didn't know much, and then there's a cave, and I'm alone, and I'm just like, okay, fine. I mean, I guess we like this trope because, I mean, the whole series is about, you know, whatever. And then babies. Babies is the point. And I'm just like, why is it the point? Like, I get it. The whole thing is just like, they couldn't survive without all the humans landing. They can get babies. There weren't enough women, blah, 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 blah. But I'm just like, we are really intense on the baby part. And a part of me is like uncomfortable because like the reason they're there is like to get babies. But also they're kind of happy. So I guess great for them. I just feel like there should be more about like them missing home. I feel like if I was kidnapped and I was there, I would be miserable because I would just want to go back home to the people I love here. I feel like it's not enough about their past, but maybe, I don't know, it doesn't really matter. Again, trying to just think about the fun part, but the fun part now is just like, everyone is supposed to mate and get families, and I'm just like, okay, can't we just have sex though? No. And I was just like, the whole point of the mating thing, like that's why the thingy vibrates so strongly in the chest, is so they can get kids. But I'm just like, so you can now just have sex for pleasure? You would just always get a kid? Because when you get the kid out, I assume you get more. It seems exhausting. And an alien babies. And I'm just like, okay. So I'm curious to see how the whole thing will develop. There's many, many books and not enough couples for all the books. I know also, by the way, there's like short stories between like every full length book, like belonging to a couple that we just read about. But I'm just not, I'm not doing that. And I know the short stories are like 40 pages or something. I believe it's probably basically just smut. It's basically a longer epilogue. And I just assume it's more smut, and I don't need that. I already know the relationship is established. I just don't bother reading more. So yeah, but like there are just like added stuff, not like the main story, so I'm fine not reading those. But I know they are there because when you go into Goodreads, they haunt me. So 4 books down, huh? Is it 4? Or is it 3? I'm lying. It's 3 books. It's 3. I don't know why I thought 4. It might have already passed Wednesday. But yeah, tomorrow another one. Maybe 2. It depends a bit. I didn't read any in Fever Stars today because even though like there I was in spreads for a long time, but I did spreads and listened to the audio and stuff, and then I was kind of done after this one. And I'm like, in my brain, I'm done. But I don't know why. Like, while I'm complaining about all these families and babies and all that shit, I am complaining about it. But at the same time, I'm kind of curious to see how this society would evolve. Because we have, like, developed a lot from, like, in the beginning. And we learn more and more about them. And, like, kind of, like, how they build a society. It reminds me, like... It's the weirdest comparison in the whole world, but like Shield Hero, the anime, which I really enjoy, like where they build the whole society, but like they have nothing in common. And like I think that is interesting in a way. I'm trying to think about the plot, okay? And then there's the sex. But now like, even at this point, the sex is just the same. And I'm bored. It's like, oh, they realize they have a clitoris. Oh, they realize that there is a little pinky finger on top of the penis. And one body is soft and one body is hard. And it's the same thing every time. And I'm just like, I'm bored now. Now I read the same thing 4 times. Because, including the first one, I'm just like, I'm bored. So, yeah, I wish there was like more differentiation sense. But maybe the babies will grow up. And then since they are like mixed human, mixed barbarian, alien, they have soft and not soft places compared to the others. Maybe we will skip like 20 years and then we will see. I don't even know. I feel like that would be more interesting, but we shall see. Okay, I'm going to bed. I will read the next one tomorrow. It's going well, even though I'm just complaining, but what else should I do? I am entertained and annoyed and a bit freaked out, but I'm always like that. See you later. Okay, so I am home. It is next day and I'm home from work and I wanted to update as well because I read. So I did read another Barbarian book because that's why we're here. I read Barbarian's Prize, which is the 4th one, and in this one it is Tiffany's story and Saluk, which is great, yay. And in this one, actually, we have Tiffany, who was one of the people who was sexually assaulted when they were being kidnapped. And she has a lot of trauma from this, which is obvious. And like at this point, they've been here quite a long while, like 1 year plus, because we skipped in time, etc. And she has a lot of trauma. She still hasn't resonated or like made it with anyone because she has a lot of trauma and like she cannot like stand thinking of anyone touching her, etc. And then we have like the dude who's like super nice to her, she's kind of like a friend to her. They decide that she one maybe could practice with him to get close to someone again. You know what's gonna happen, but my point is that in this one I felt like the book really showed us that while a lot of the women like mated really fast, etc., and while that is, yes, this is the point of the story and I still bugged by it, but in this one it showed that while like, yes, this is the point, it also didn't do it before they were actually ready for it, because she needed to really decide for herself that she was ready to mate and get kids and be with someone close again after the trauma she went through. Like she actually had to decide it and make this decision before the perv thing happened, which I feel like it was a good way to show that like while it sometimes felt forced, it wasn't really forced. It was more like they were in denial, which I don't know if that is an excuse or what, or like if it's still right by any means, but it's just an interesting observation, whereas she was not ready and it didn't make her do anything until she was ready for it. And I thought it was a bit sweet, even though it bugs me that I'm just gonna have kids, but it was a bit sweet. And in this case, the dude was the virgin. There's always one of them is always a virgin. Again, just a construct of whatever, but still, it was funny. And yeah, then we also like got some snippets of like the next part of the Ice Barbarians. I don't know why it was written like that, because like we kind of got another point of view in this one. I just didn't get it. And in that one, they really don't like each other. Like they live for a long while and they like hate each other for a long while. And I'm going to talk more about like in my next clip, but the reason that character, which the next one is Claire's story. Claire, is that her name? Claire? No, Josie. Claire was someone else. Who is Claire? There is someone else named Claire. This is Josie's story, and her story is like she had like a UV, whatever it's called, like you can't get kids, and that because of that you only mate when you can get kids. Because that's the whole point of mating, which is why like they can't control themselves, they're supposed to make a baby. So that fell out, and I assume like, yeah, it is ends with like her finding her mate and they don't like each other. So the next one is going to be about that, and I assume it's going to be more like snappy la la la. As I said earlier, we have like so many different couples and like different like romantic tropes because we have so many different characters. So that was interesting. I read that, and then I also started a new audiobook because I finished Fake It Till You Bake It yesterday. So I started Only on the Weekends by readathon, which I listened to audiobook on. And obviously this is readathon's newest, and it follows actually Mac, who's 15 years old. He's gay and he has a crush on this dude named Kay, and I think that's what he's called him, or Karim as it says back here. And then they start to get a thing, but Karim is not out, so like he doesn't want to like do anything publicly, and that's why I think it's called Only on the Weekends, because that's the only one that can meet and stuff. And then I think like, yeah, he's not ready to be out while the Mac has been out super long. And yeah, I know it's a bit sad, not sad, but it's a difficult situation to be in. I don't know, like personally what I would do in a situation like that, but yeah, that's kind of the plot. And then his dad is also like making films, etc., and he's gonna make film about this openly gay white dude, and they also have like some troubles like in that relationship and stuff. But yeah, it's kind of told a bit in like verse, but when it's read, it doesn't feel like it feels like prose. But yeah, when I see it in the text, I think like the pauses, etc., makes more sense and probably more like poetry like. But when I listen to it, it just feels like a normal written prose book. I don't know how to describe it. But yeah, I'm not loving it so far. My character's kind of whiny and annoying. I don't know, like I don't love him, but I don't know if you're supposed to love him. Maybe character development, etc. I'm not like loving it, but it is interesting. The narrator does a really good job with different accents, etc. And like I of course will finish it, and like it is okay, but it's not like amazing. I really like Black Flamingo. It made me feel really like emotional and really close to the main character going through all these things. And this one is kind of like a whiny rich kid, and I'm just like, okay. But yeah, we shall see what happens. And I also actually read some in Fever Star, but I don't really have any thoughts. I might read more today. We shall see. I will upload this if I do. If not, then enjoy. I will read more Planet Barbarian either today or of course tomorrow. Yay. I think the last time I uttered this vlog, it was also super late and I was in bed and I was going to sleep. I'm going to sleep. It is like 2:30 a.m. I stayed up this late to finish the next Barbarian book, which one was it? It was Barbarian's Mate. And it was Josie's and Hayden's story. And they were kind of like enemy to lovers a bit. And then, of course, they had like, I want to mate, I want to make babies. Either way, I had something to say about the books. I just don't remember anymore. It's too late. I don't know if I mentioned it before, but it's kind of funny because it's like the same thing happens every single time someone comes together. You realize that the
Barbarians are hard, like the skins are hard, and like the humans are soft or whatever, and they feel ridges, and they're really used to stuff, and it's like the same realization every single time. And I'm just sitting there like, we just have the same sex over and over. And I'm just like, okay, and it's like the same story over and over. It's like, I hate him, but for some reason I don't want the other person, and then the resonating vibration thing is like, you have to, and I don't know.
It's like, one part of me is like, it doesn't give you a choice, but then another part of me is like, they actually like each other in the end. So like the Kui thing knew they would eventually like each other anyway. So like it chooses correctly. It's like kind of, it chooses like the perfect person for you, but you don't know it. So in a way, it is good, but in also way, it's like you feel like you don't have a choice. I don't know. It's weird. I feel like I had more to say about books. I just can't remember anything right now. Like, do I even share thoughts? What is like? I'm reading trash, but it's fun. I have 2 more I have to read. I don't think I can do more after that, but I feel like I've stopped like in the middle of nowhere. But yeah, now there is more opportunities for more mating, because Josie was kind of the last person who was not mated. That was like of the women there that came there, but now something happened, so we can have more books. And I'm just like, okay, I guess that's fine. I guess it's just weird, but they haven't actually followed every single woman, just like most of them, because sometimes I kind of just paired off page and like been mentioned that they're together with someone. So there's that. But yeah, they've been there for a long time now. I guess it's stuff out evolving. It's so weird. We shall see what happens. There was like mentions of also like another place maybe they could go to. Maybe they're not snowed in and dying all the time. So we shall see if something happens there. I don't know. I'm curious, I guess. And I've read so many of them and I'm curious. But yeah, I feel like I should talk more, but I'm too tired. Maybe tomorrow, before the vlog is out. I don't know what I said before either. But yeah, good night. See you later. Hello. So it's the next day. and I tried to not film today's vlog clip from work, from bed. And also, like, I don't need to like film one clip a day. It just happens today I was gonna film myself reading, have some b-roll, because I forgotten what b-roll is. And then my boss like messaged me like, can you come early? And then I just had to leave, so I didn't even get time to read when I was gonna read. But yeah, I read some in bed this morning. I didn't want to film that because I just woken up, and that was, I don't look sexy then. And then I read the rest of Planet Barbarian's artwork in the bookstore, which is like not the greatest place to read it. I feel like I'm wasting all the smut. I was gonna just see the name for the thing because I've forgotten. Barbarian's Touch it was, and that was, what was her name again? Lila and Rokkan's story. And Lila actually is like deaf, so I was really interested to see like how they would handle that, because like they already couldn't speak each other's language. I mean, they can now, but yeah, it was interesting to see like a disabled main character and like how that was handled. Again, the smut is the same. They realize one is soft, one is hard. They realize every time it's like, oh my god, I'm licking her vagina, and it is so sweet. It's like the nectar, and every time she licks the dick, it's like, oh my god, he's so big and I can't take him fully in my mouth. And like sometimes it's written from the girl's perspective, and sometimes from the guy's perspective. It depends on the book. Like you get like both perspectives kind of, and then it's just like, oh, she's so soft. And then it always like realized kissing is a thing, because kiss is another thing. I think that was what I wanted to say yesterday, but I forgot. And it's just like, oh my god, tongues, what is this? And every time I'm just like, okay, we have the same realization in every book, but it's fine. But yeah, they want babies, they had sex, great. The thing about this one, it was really long. It was like the longest of all of them. It was 292 pages. We were at 90% before they had sex, and I was just like, oh my god, it was so long. Like, actually, I was kind of interested in some stuff, but it was still so long. I wanted it to end. But yeah, last one actually tomorrow, because that is number 8, and I was gonna read 7 this week, and I read 2 on Monday, so that's why we kind of had, because yes, tomorrow is Saturday. I could read another one, or I could split the last one over 2 days. Can read less. I don't know, I haven't decided yet, but overall, I'm kind of addicted. I kind of really read all of them now. I might as well, like, I'm so far ahead in the series. At this point, I read 7 of them, really read 8. And I read a synopsis for, like, the upcoming ones. And in one of them, it's like a synopsis where, like, you know, we always had the dude being the alien and the girl being the human. And then in an upcoming one, it seems like it's opposite, like someone lands on the planet, and it seems like, yeah, and I'm just like, that would actually be something new. It would probably be just the same, but it would be something new, because then, like, you know, then the girl is huge and the guy is the tiny one, so that will be, I don't know, interesting. Even human, I don't know, but yeah, so I'm just like, I'm curious, and I want to see what happens with this weird ass community. I feel like it's like a thing where, like, it's not against your will, but like, you kind of just match with someone and you have sex and get babies. It's like, I wouldn't exactly call it a kink, but it seems like it's like the thing of the story. And at the point you just like settle on, it's like, okay, we are here now. But yeah, I actually got a package and I wanted to open it with you guys, but I only have one hand. And I had gotten other packages this week. I just forgot I was vlogging. Okay. Oh, this is really difficult. I'm trying to do this. I can't even show you. This is not working. I actually bought this when it was like a sale, because manga is so expensive, so I decided to buy some on sale. So I got Beastars Volume 20, which is far out in the series. I have like, it's not my next to read, but like, it's in my system in a way. And I also randomly got Taliban Hanako-kun Volume 4, even though I haven't read Volume 3 yet. It's because I will eventually get to that anyway. But it was because I wanted to get free shipping. And yeah, it was because I was going to buy something else. But that one hasn't been released yet. It was a pre-order. But yeah, it was really, really cheap. I saved a lot of money buying it this way than like what I normally do. So yay. I actually bought books yesterday as well, when I remember. And I didn't even show you in the vlog. I will show you maybe later because I forgot. So I don't know. I'm a terrible vlogger now. But yeah, that's my thoughts so far. It's kissing and stuff. Now I'm gonna go and listen to some audio with Erica, which we haven't done in 100 years, so we're gonna do that now. See you later. Hello. So I did read a final, not a final, as I'm reading a book, but the final one for this vlog, and it was good. Like, I have many thoughts, not many thoughts, but more thoughts I can share tomorrow. It is late again, and I'm going to bed, and I didn't vlog anything, and I'm a terrible vlogger. But you see me tomorrow I will give more thoughts then, and then also there's one more day left of this vlog, so I will read something tomorrow and give thoughts then. It was a busy day. I worked, I drove, and I watch stuff and I'm tired and I want to go to bed. So yeah, I just wanted to film a clip because I just vlogging, what is that? I don't know. Good night. You guys, did I just go into bed again? Forgetting I had to update and say goodbye to this vlog. I swear, there is times when I'm not such a horrible vlogger, but sometimes I'm just terrible at it. I'm still gonna post it anyway. As you saw, I did read in Favorite Star. And I did finish it. I don't know how many pages it was. Doesn't matter. I don't know. I can't find my other phone. Found it, but it doesn't matter. I finished it. It was okay. Like, it didn't blow me away. I felt like really much of like a second book in the series where like all the characters, we see how they are after this first book. But I feel like we don't really get like any more development. So a part of me that really enjoys the world and the characters wants to give it 4 stars. But another part of me that likes a plot wants to give it 3. So I'm a bit like indecisive of like where I want to like put it. And I am excited to see a third book of where everything will add up. I do think the characters are very interesting. I think the world is really interesting. I just think like it needed to get more. And I feel like I need to do like a proper ending for this vlog. Because like I haven't even talked about like my concluded thoughts on Planet Barbarians. I will film that tomorrow, I swear. But I did manage to read another book and I am happy about that. And now you can go there. So you're a bit taller now. And yeah, I had a good day. I had an on-haul live with my patrons. It was crazy. Not at all how I thought it would go. So a video about that will be up after this, I think in the same week. I'm gonna go to bed. I'm sorry for being a terrible vlogger, but you know, life's just sometimes it's not fit for vlogging. But at least I tried. I tried. I managed my goal. I even read Favorite Star, which was like, not like, I wanted to just start it, but I did manage to finish that, and I'm happy about that. I will have like a little ending thing tomorrow. For anyone who cares. More thoughts on Planet Barbarians, and like how, like stats and stuff. So you should see me done for the last clip. Yay. Okay, so we are now here for the actual final clip of this vlog. I put it off, I don't know why, because that is me. I actually edited through everything before this, and I've repeated myself a lot for like how they think the other person is soft and how they think the other person is hard. But I feel a bit bad because I didn't talk properly about the last one I read, which was Barbarian's Taming. Like I only said I finished it, but I didn't like talk more about it. This one is Maddie and Hassan's story. And Maddie is in this story, she is a fat woman. She's also the sister of Lila in the book before. And Hassan has like had a lot of struggles. We have seen him through like a lot of the books where we've been trying to get him mates and no one has like resonated with him. But now finally it happened. Like obviously it's not a spoiler, but there was actually like kind of a huge tragedy striking in this book, which like we haven't seen before. Like kind of a very like huge development for like them as a society, and something else that I discovered, which I thought was interesting to see like how this will affect like the next few books. And actually in the next book, because I already read a synopsis for that one, in this tragedy that struck, one of the characters hurts himself and he loses all his memories, and in the next book it is about the couple that he lost his memories, and like they already are mated and have a baby, but like now he can't remember them anymore. So I have to see how that is whenever I read that. I don't know when, but I thought that then you have that trope of like memory loss. There's so many different tropes here. I have complained a lot in this vlog, as I also saw when I read it through it, about like the whole they're forced to be together thing and like the whole baby thing, and I feel like it's kind of just how the story is. It's the point of the story. They're overly happy about this. As a person myself who doesn't want kids, I guess that is why it makes me uncomfortable, but I feel like it is just that kind of story and you kind of just vibe with it after a while. And it's like they're happy, so it's fine. And I feel like while, as I said before, I feel like you don't get a choice, I feel like they also do get a choice, because they're resonating, as you notice after you read a few stories. In the beginning it feels like it just happens and like you don't have any control over it, but it actually chooses it when you're ready for it. There's some that didn't, as I mentioned before, resonate until like really late because they weren't ready for it, and then after a while like it is actually what they wanted. And I don't know if like that is because where they are or their personalities, but this is just how the story is, and after a while you vibe with it. I thought that like they would just keep getting babies over and over, because like when they resonate, I thought that is when you can get a kid. Like I was gonna say the sperm of the dude is not activated until they have mated, but I feel like it's only like it vibrates and then you can have kids, and you can like always have sex of course, but when you start vibrate again, that is when you're ready to get more kids. So you might like it be years between when you vibrate. But when you start vibrating, you need to bang get a kid at once. But like it can be years later until you vibrate again. And like maybe some people never vibrate again because maybe one kid is like what they want. But there's like a character we followed, Josie, I think, she said she wanted like 8 to 10 kids, so she can resonate many, many times. Also, they talked about age in this, that the aliens actually live for a really long time. Like, I think a lot of them like up to 150 years. So like some are they actually 40, but for them the aging is like really different. So it's like even though they are 40 and like they make her to like 20, it seems like a huge age difference. It's really not, because them they still seem young, etc. Because like they age in a different way, which is interesting. So I think I said earlier that I just assumed they would get babies all the time, but that's not how it is. Like the purring stops until they're ready to get kids once again, so they resonate again, but they're still mates of course, and all this time they just don't have the vibrate thing. That is when they know they are fruitful. So overall, like after a while, like I know I seemed really annoyed in the beginning, but after a while the stories just grew on me, because it's just the way that the world is. And while of course I don't love all of it and it's trash, etc., the smut is fun. The actual development of like where we are like in the sci-fi romance thing is kind of interesting. I want to see where this society goes. I read a synopsis for the next few stories because I was wondering who we would follow. I'm like interested to see where we go, because we also get to develop everything else around them as we follow one couple. And I kind of want to read the rest now. I thought that I would read these and just like never want to continue. Maybe like I would probably continue because I always finish my series, but like not in a long while, and I'm just like I want to read them now, but I need to finish other stuff first. If you want another vlog where I finish the rest of the books, tell me down below. I know I seem really critical for a lot of it, but I actually had a really good time, and I feel like my point of view changed a lot, whereas I was a bit uncomfortable in the beginning with the whole like where it felt really forced. You can kind of see how all the different people, like the queen knows who you're supposed to be with before you know. So it's kind of like it chooses your person, and you're like, wow, why is this my person? You kind of resist it, but then after a while they actually are perfect for each other. And I know like I feel like kink is maybe the weird word for it, but it's like definitely a trope, like forced to be the one with the one you love, and then you realize it after a while. So it's not like uncommon, I think, but it can feel weird reading it because you feel like they're forced. But I thought in the end they're all happy and good, and I'm just like but of course people can feel different about it, but I felt kind of weirdly fine about it in the end, because when you saw the different perspectives and how it actually worked, then it made more sense for me. So sorry if I sounded harsh, but you need to say my mind. But I'm left with a positive expression is what I want to say. And now that I read Free with Star, I have listened to a bit more only on the weekends, but not a lot. And I finished Fake It to Bake It. So it was okay reading a week. Obviously it's Monday now, so I'm starting a new week. I need to start a new vlog. I'm gonna start it right after just saying goodbye to this one. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this. I hope I made 4% sense, even though it was kind of a mess. Check out my page down below if you are interested in more content from me. You shall see me soon in a new video. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much to Jade for hosting Polarathon, and of course to Jesse for hosting Blackathon. Doing both a bit at once, and you shall see me in a new video. Goodbye.